Qatar Central Bank launches their first phase of their CBDC project. What is this going to mean for Qatar? Are they actually going to implement some centralized digital currency into their economy? It won't be the first major use case outside of China to actually do this in the Middle Eastern section of the world. And will that reverberate into other countries? We're going to talk about that today. Welcome back to the Blockhash channel. Check out our Substack, blockhash.substack.com, for all the latest and greatest every single week, and our website, blockhashpodcast.com, for more. All right, so we're going to dive into the article. I'll give you my thoughts at the end, as always. So the Qatar Central Bank, QCB, has completed the infrastructure for a central bank digital currency project and launched the first phase of an experimental project. The QCB will look at settlements of large payments among large local and international banks. Few details of the project were released. The state news agency said it would focus on distributed ledger technology, artificial intelligence, enhancing liquidity and transactions with securities. The project will run through October. The QCB began studying CBDC technology in March of 2022 and confirmed that it was launching a project in June of that year. According to a press report, QCB Governor Sheikh Bandar bin Mohammed bin I'm not even going to try that. Said at the Qatar Economic Forum in May, we are in the foundation stage and evaluating the pros and cons of issuing the CBDC. Keeping up with its neighbors, the UAE was a founding member of the M-Bridge project along with China, Hong Kong, and Thailand. It has begun used M-Bridge to transfer remittance payments to India and for wholesale transfers among the M-Bridge project members. The UAE also participated in a CBDC proof of concept called Project Aber with Saudi Arabia that ended in 2020. A day before the announcement of the CBDC project, the QCB launched a new fintech sandbox. The Express Sandbox offers a reduced testing period, rapid test cycles, and a streamlined overall evaluation process for eligible participants. Like the new sandbox, the CBDC project was described as part of official national development strategies, although none of the strategies mention CBDC explicitly. The Qatar Financial Center Regulatory Authority, a business development jurisdiction in the country, has banned virtual asset services from operating there in 2020. The Financial Task Force criticized Qatar in 2023 for not enforcing that ban and lacking an understanding of more complex forms of money laundering and terrorist financing. So obviously, this is something that hits hard in the region, is terrorist financing, KYC, AML, all this stuff. So there's a little bit of a back and forth between some of these Arabic countries where they like new technology, and a lot of them do like crypto, also have issues with touching it because of, illicit financing. And this is something that's become a major topic within the Western world as well, like in the US. So we in the United States banned CBDCs, thank God. So the Federal Reserve is not going to be able to create one. And I think that, they're doing it for one reason, but I think they should do it for others. They're doing it because of things like money laundering. They're doing it because it centralizes money. It takes away financial freedom from Americans, all these things. And I think that's good. I think the other problem is financial surveillance and what you do with your money. We don't talk about privacy over money, what you buy online, if that is tracked, how it's tracked, where that information goes. Is it sold off? Does it go to a corporation? Does it go to the government? And I think that, creates a lot of concerns and problems. And I don't think you want a system like China because it opens up the door for other possibilities like, potentially garnishing your account or controlling what you do or automatically fining you or subsidizing, certain things. I don't think it's a good idea. So I'm glad it's banned in the US. However, I don't think CBDCs as an idea are entirely bad. I think they can be used for very good purposes, especially when you want to create a little bit more of a centralized financial remittance system. I'm not talking about centralizing money in general, but using it as a tool, the same way that we use maybe XRP or XLM, as an intermediary exchange of funds or of money, to move it faster and to do it more efficiently and to actually confirm those transactions. It's good for every single party. And there's ways to do that that are more decentralized, that actually protect, recipients and senders and recipients, while also verifying them and their accounts at the same time. So I think that there's a place for CBDCs. I don't think it's ever going to really disappear as an idea. And obviously other countries will test it out and use it. And I think versions of it that are decentralized will take place. And those might be like XRP, XLM, and, similar cryptocurrencies out there in the ecosystem already. But I think it's just a matter of the framework, how you look at this idea of a CBDC. But I think when it's controlled by a bank, so in the term CBDC, central bank digital currency, banks probably would use it for different purposes. So obviously, CBDCs have a lot of contention, they have a lot of controversy, and they generate a lot of um, negative headlines for these reasons. And I think we should always be wary of it. But at the same time, doesn't mean that a digital currency, maybe not CBDC, maybe we need another word for it, just a digital currency, decentralized digital currency, a DDC, something that isn't controlled by a bank. Or I don't know, maybe it can work in tandem with a bank. These are ideas that need to be explored even further so that we protect those freedoms and liberties, but so that we can also have more efficiency. Because I am tired of the fees when you send money across the world and people always asking questions and being intrusive about it. And like the only way you can do it through crypto, and they give you a hard time. And it's like trying to transact in cash these days. So we do need a better system. So we do need to look at digital currencies and these methods, to fix these systems. So a little bit of balance, a little bit of give and take. Those are just my thoughts on it. It's cool to see Qatar Central Bank kind of playing around with it. I don't think I'm 100% for it at the same time, but I do think that it'll make their financial system much more rapid, much more liquid, much more cost effective, especially at higher levels, higher transaction levels for banks, for corporations. So good for them. It'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. Maybe they'll create a better framework that can, other countries can follow and maybe use at some point. So for the sake of news, that is the news. Let me know what you guys think about CBDCs in general, about Qatar Central Bank using a CBDC, and if the US even made the right decision banning a CBDC. I think they did, but who knows? Maybe it should be a little bit more lenient. Maybe it just shouldn't be for the Federal Reserve and central banks. Maybe it should be for other purposes. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I'm curious. Comment in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys all on the next episode.